It's that time again. Let's use the TBR jar to decide what I'm going to be reading in the month of July. Before we get to the fun part and pull prompts and books for July, let's go over the prompts I selected in June. First prompt was an independent author, and for that I put on my TBR Woman Missing, and I did read that. The second prompt was a book with letters in it, and for that I selected Murder and Postscript, and I did read that. The third prompt was a book that you were inspired to buy due to social media, and for that I put on Pen Pal, and I did read that. The fourth prompt was a rom-com. I selected The Fangirl Project, and I did read that. The fifth and final prompt was a book with your favorite color on the cover. I couldn't decide between pink and blue, so I chose Story of My Life because it had both of the colors on the cover, and I did in fact read that. So for the month of June, I was 5 for 5 on my TBR. So that means I'm allowed to go book shopping this month. If you're new to the channel, if I don't complete my 5-book TBR, I can't go book shopping the following month. Now that that's out of the way, let's use the TBR jar to select 5 prompts to help me decide what I'm reading this month. I'm going to pull 5 prompts, and then I will go and figure out what books I'm going to read and come back and tell you. All right. It's literally a blank slip of paper. All right, prompt number 1, we're falling all over the place, that's okay. A book by an author from your home state. My home state is Maryland. I no longer live there, but that is what I will always consider home. So I'm going to try and find a book by an author from Maryland. Prompt number 2. A book with a cartoon cover. I know some people love it, some people hate it, but a book with a cartoon cover is prompt number 2. Prompt number 3, I'm going to stop trying to go all the way to the bottom because I keep dropping them on the floor. All right, this one's right here. So, a book with a title that is more than 6 words. I'm not sure if I even have that, but we will try. If not, I'll come back and draw a new prompt. Prompt number 4 is a book with orange on the cover. Again, not sure if I have that, but we're going to try. It doesn't say the whole cover, so as long as it has a little bit of orange in it, that should count. All right, let's tuck this one back in here. So our 5th and final prompt is going to be, this one's all folded up, so let's try this one. A book that's been on your TBR the longest. I feel like this is calling me out. All right. 5th and final prompt. I feel shamed, but that's all right. Lid's going back on till next month, and I will let you know what 5 books I choose.
Several days later.
All right, guys, I finally decided what books I'm going to read. For prompt number 1, a book by an author from your home state. Again, my home state is Maryland, despite not living there for many years, is Rachel Cohn, and I had not realized she was from Maryland. I know B.K. Borison is, but I've read all the books that I own by her. This is called My Almost Flawless Tokyo Dream Life. This follows a girl on her 16th birthday. She is told by her foster parents that, surprise, you do have a dad after all, and surprise, you're going to live with him. Surprise, he lives in Tokyo, Japan. Oh yeah, and he runs a hotel empire. It says, My Almost Flawless Tokyo Dream Life is about learning what it is to be a family and finding the inner strength to be yourself even in the most extreme circumstances. So this is a YA book. So for prompt number 1, a author from your home state. My home state is Maryland. I will be reading Rachel Cohn's My Almost Flawless Tokyo Dream Life. Prompt number 2 was a cartoon cover book, and for that I'm reading Let the Games Begin, and this is a rom-com that takes place in the summer of 2024 in Athens, Greece at the Summer Olympics. Olivia is the main character, and she has just graduated college. She's trying to secure an internship, and if she's able to do that, she knows that she will get to go to the summer games and meet some of her favorite athletes. And then the male main character, I think his name is Zeke, and he is one of the fastest runners for Team Great Britain, and they literally run into each other during a training session, and sparks fly. So this ought to be a fun time. Third prompt is a book with 6 or more words in the title. I struggled with this one, but I did find something that I was just recently approved for on NetGalley. It is called, I'm reading off my phone here, Return to the Mother Freaking Fun Factory. So 6 words, that's the best I can do. And this is by Neil Clyde. And it says he's an award-winning horror novelist. I have never read his work before. It says 10 years ago, 5 children were lured in by a dark, twisted, whimsical toy maker forced to compete for the grand prize. All the toys they could ever dream of. And as it so happened, their lives. Today, 4 of those kids, now morally ambiguous young adults, seek revenge on the insane man who terrorized them and once again find themselves trapped inside a factory of horrors, all while attempting to save the 5th member of their group who won the contest and was left behind. So that is what I'm going to be reading. I'll let you know how it is. It is releasing on October 6th. So again, the title, I just kind of love saying it. Return to the Mother Freaking Fun Factory. So that is book number 3. Put my phone down. The 4th prompt is a book with orange on the cover, and I searched high and low and only found one book that had orange on the cover, and it doesn't even have a lot, but there is a whole bunch of colors. There's a little bit of orange in there in that rainbow. Apologize for that, guys. If the lighting looks different, I had to swap out lights because one of mine just decided to die in the middle of filming. I don't know. It is what it is. Just bear with me and please excuse the lighting change. So I don't know where we were, but 4th prompt was a book with orange on the cover, and I'm going with Monsters of Mainframe by Barbara Truelove. And this is about a sentient spaceship, and it says, Demeter just wants to do her job, shuttling humans between Earth and Alpha Centauri. Unfortunately, her passengers keep dying, and not from equipment failures as her AI medical system steward would have her believe. These are paranormal murders, and they began when one nasty ancient vampire decided to board Demeter and kill all of her humans. To keep from getting decommissioned, Demeter must join forces with her own team of monsters. A werewolf, an engineer built from the dead, a pharaoh with otherworldly powers, a vampire with a grudge, and a fleet of cheerful spider drones. Together, this motley crew will face down the ultimate evil, Dracula. The queer love child of pulp horror and classic sci-fi of Monsters and Mainframes is a dazzling, heartfelt odyssey that probes what it means to be one of society's monsters and explores the many types of friendship that make us human. So prompt number 4, orange on the cover, I've decided to go with Monsters and Mainframes. Our 5th and final prompt was a book that's been on a TBR the longest. I honestly not sure which specific book has been on my TBR the longest, but due to the fact that this one has yellowed edges, and it's a mass market paperback, which was printed in 2010. I know I didn't buy it way back then. I bought it in the last couple years because this was a dollar store find. But this is Sacred by Dennis Lehane. I don't know if you've seen one of my other videos for books that are going to self-destruct. This was on that list, so perfect that I'm able to get it on the July TBR. And it says, a beautiful grief-stricken woman has vanished without a trace. So has the detective hired to find her, and a lot of money. Enter savvy, tough-nosed private investigators Patrick Kenzie and Angela Gennaro. Rooted in the no-nonsense blue-collar streets of Boston, they've seen it all and survived. But this is a case that leads them into unexpected territory where nothing is sacred. A land of lies and corruption where trusting anyone could get them killed. Where taking any step could be their last. So the 5th and final book going on the July TBR is Sacred by Dennis Lehane. So these are the books that are going on my July TBR, including, I'll put an image of this one here that's on my NetGalley, but at least I'm reading 4 books off my physical TBR this month. So now that I've drawn the prompts and the books, I also want to talk about another book I'm reading in July, and this is Girl's Girl, and this is by Sonia Feldman. I got this in my very first Aardvark subscription box last month, so I want to make sure that I read whatever book I receive by the conclusion of the following month. So this was June's book. I'm reading it in July. I'm not a huge fan of literary fiction, but this just sounded really good. A sun-drenched and dewy snapshot of modern girl culture set in the blaze of one suburban Midwest summer. 15-year-old Mina's whole world is her 2 best friends, but after an unexpected kiss, the established dynamics of the trio quickly unravel. That's all I'm gonna read, but it just sounds perfect. I absolutely love the cover, and, you know, of course, I have my Aardvark bookmark to go with it. So this is going to be on my July TBR as well. I'm really curious to know what you guys are reading in July. If you have a set TBR, and if so, what books are on it, or do you just go off vibes? What are you thinking for July? Let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe this video. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.